Want to reduce water damage payouts by 50 to 80%? Guaranteed? Working with insurance in Europe, GROE successfully and sustainably reduced their water damage payout by an impressive 79.8%, significantly improving insurance combined ratios. Today, they will show how they achieved this and which role was played by a device 263 mm long, 104 mm wide and weighing only 1200 grams, the GROE Sense Guard. Please welcome to the stage, GROE.
Hello, SURU. We are the ones who reassure that the previous presentation will actually be added with prevention, because we do prevention of water damages. We reduce and we eliminate. We deliver technology and services, and that for single-family homes, ready for integration with in insurance systems with insurers. We are part of Lixil. We do it on the basis of GROE Sense Guard, and GROE is also part of Lixil. So this is what we've been doing for some years. So we had the pleasure of being here in 2018, knowing everything about how to eliminate water damages. So we thought anyway. It didn't quite work out that way in regards to insurers, because what we came with was a box, and then we offered it, thought it was a revolution, said to the insurers, here you have the box, now you can eliminate your water damages. And of course the insurers looked at us and said, what are you on about? You know, what should we do with this thing? So that was sort of the first. And then we said, okay, we know absolutely nothing about insurance. Now we have to listen. Now we have to try to understand, and then go home to our study chamber and then find out what to do. So insurers are risk averse, and we found that out relatively quickly. The thing was, we didn't really know how risk averse they were. So it was actually surprising to understand that Teddy up here is a quite good picture of we don't really want to do anything that anyone else in the business doesn't do. So that was a learning. So despite the fact that we could tell them, you have the opportunity actually to reduce churn, to eliminate a very significant part of your payouts, to create different loyalty with your customers, then the important thing for the insurers was to say, we really don't want to do anything which somebody else in the market doesn't do. Okay, so back to the study chamber in Düsseldorf, and then trying to find out how is it that we are actually going to do this? What is it that we are going to offer? And that was really when we went from the box to the technology and service, so the complete end-to-end solution. In the year after, 2019, we returned on stage again, fully encouraged, but this time together with Finnish insurers, LähiTapiola. LähiTapiola is a leading player in the Finnish market for single-family insurers, amongst others, and they had taken a decision to actually change their position. They wanted it to become a lifelong security company. They wanted it to move from insurance, paying out when something went wrong, to securing their customers preventively. They had taken this, they had this bold strategy which they decided it on in the beginning of 2018, that they wanted it to reduce payouts on water damages by 50% by 2025. So they invited us for a talk late 18, And the first slide they showed us was this one, and then they said, can you do this? And we were like, yeah, of course we can do that. Happened, we could, but it really took some strong struggles and learnings. But, so what we did was that the first thing and the crucial thing about this was that we formed a partnership. That we had both the knowledge, the insight, the vision that if this was ever going to succeed, then we needed it to be partners. We needed it really to understand, to play on each other's part of the pitch, and to have the openness and wanting to do this and obtain the results. So what we did was that we sat down, a lot of people in a conference room up in Espoo, Finland, and then we said, okay, what is this all about? How are we going to do it? And that was where it really it all started. And the interesting thing was that they were actually seeing a perspective of going from paying claims to paying for prevention. They wanted it to change that game completely. They wanted it to change their policies. They wanted it to change their perception in the market. They want to be known not as an insurer, but as a security company. Somebody who really takes care of their customers. So we started naming this, or they actually started naming this as a revolution. And we thought revolution is really a good word. So when we were traveling around Europe talking to other insurers, then we said revolution. And in regards to the risk averseness, the word revolution was, not really adequate. So that was another learning. So the insight from this was that now we had to build this new system. Now we had to find out how are we going to do this. And this was really a big thing in regards to this. It was, of course, built very much on the data insights. And to the previous presenter here, the essential insight was we had to find out how we were going to become a part of the entire flow within Lehti-Tapiola. How were we actually going to feed the actuaries with all the data they needed it? How were we going to feed the claims departments? How were we going to feed everything? But first of all, we needed to get some solutions installed. We needed to analyze the portfolio. We needed to get through all these data in order to chew it and to be able to deliver better. So that was the initial part. The actuaries at Lehti-Tapiola had said, before you have 5,000 data years, don't come back to us. And we started it to install in Q2 of 19. And when we had the first 1,800 data years, we were super enthusiastic because we could see that we were delivering around 70% reduction of payouts. So we went back to the actuaries and said, look at this. And that's it. We are not even listening to you because you're only delivering 1,800 data years. So back again, and more installations, time passed on, and we analyzed throughout. So this is the actual figure. Marielle said 79.8. That's actually wrong. It's over 80%. And we have, by the end of what we call the pilot, which took us about 2.5 years to aggregate, we aggregated more than 6,500 data years. So the essence of this was that now we had something to present to the actuaries. Now we had the platform for saying this is actually something. What we did was that we captured the learnings, the processes, the obstacles in this document, and we'll be happy to share that with you afterwards. So the essence was that they wanted it to obtain these 50%, and we delivered and more than 80%. So we had a very good foundation. LehiTapiola consists of 19 different regions which are independent, but they're in this group. And therefore decision making is also at a regional level. So that's another obstacle, and one of the things which we are boxing with right now, to presenting the results and the program for the development. So when we're talking about damages, then it pretty much became which damages are we actually looking at. When we analyzed the portfolio in the beginning, then we could see parts of the portfolio, which we then covered, which had up to 6% occurrence of water damages per year. 6%. After the pilot, it was down to how much? 1%. So imagine what it actually did, going from a 6% occurrence down to a 1% occurrence. So the savings which we generated was both in regards to the reduction, of course. We capture stuff early, and therefore it doesn't evolve. But at the same time, we reduce completely. So suddenly, the list of what they were expecting to see of water damages, it was just completely boiled down to that little. So that was huge insights that we were actually going to deliver it. We could deliver it, and we had the system to follow it up. So the big thing, of course, was we have been primarily analyzing the payouts when we look at the case from LehiTapiola. The next thing is, what does this do to administration? And that was exactly what the previous speakers were talking about. What would this do to when you optimize in regard to your organization, to your administration, to your cost of actually driving all of this? So, of course, there's a huge upside, and that's also, of course, one of the things not included in our white paper, but elements in regards to the decision to be taken. Good. How about the customers? How did the customers react? We see from the NPS, which we ran, that the initial approach which we had, the installation approach which we went through, was super positive. We ended at a 49 NPS score. And what happened afterwards, I can't tell you. Because right now, the customers suspiciously see that they have actually received something from their insurer for nothing. And that's new. So how do we deal with that? When the solution is installed, then they literally forget about it because it's sitting there and we are sort of doing the monitoring. So they don't have to do anything, but they will know that their house is protected. And we see how much we are eliminating. But how the customers are reacting to it, we can't really tell you. The interesting bit from my point of view here is that we are building a completely different foundation for the trust towards the customers. And that means that if the marketing department is not able to utilize that leverage over time, then they really have a problem. Then they should probably go together with the claims handlers. So that's another one. What we see is, of course, that getting dragged through water damages, having your house rebuilt, all of that, that is really a life damage. It's a life crisis. And that's one of the things which is now being utilized in this course. So, a lot of trust and a lot of relation with customers, which is changing, and a lot of value in taking a new position. So they're actually doing something completely different in the market. Highly beneficial. Good. We call our solution for prevention as a service, PaaS. And we'll be happy to share the white paper with you at our booth when we get to that. Okay, so right now we are working with the regions. We are rolling out the solution to the entire market. The important thing for us is that we have actually been building, where we started it, a box. Now the box is just completely different, because now the box is an add-on to the insurance system which is already there with whichever insurer we're going to work with. So the solution is ready for the implementation. And that really is a crucial point, that we've been massaging so many elements that we are there. So this is about the Wild East and about where we are. But now we're in the Netherlands, and why not take the opportunity of talking about a case which we have from the Netherlands. So I'm very pleased to invite Bernd Knoll from Freeling up here.
Thank you, Klaus. I'm very happy to be here.
That is good.
Yeah,
that is super good. Good. Bernd is the prevention specialist from Freeling. And Freeling is an insurer operating in the northeast of the Netherlands. Freeling is a full-service financial house, including insurance. And they have a very close collaboration with the nationwide Ansvar Turin. Bernd, we have a couple of things to talk about in regards to all of this. And the first thing which I'd really like to have you sharing is, apart from the fact that the first time which we met was exactly 3 years ago, having a cup of coffee out in the sun here.
It's a warm day.
It was a super warm day. Then how did it all start for you?
Very good question. We have a vision at Freeling, and we always want to help our customers. And we do it from the vision to prevent, to reduce, and to repair. And we think it's time for a new digital approach to help customers. Not from the standard way of paying any damage after a claim, but how can we change that? And how can we be proactive on that front? That's a little bit how it started. And then after we met at the DIA, and everything you said in the presentation is true, how are we going to do it? And we started with analyze our damage numbers. And then we see that we had a top 3. And we had fire, water, and storm. And then we are thinking, okay, now we know this, how are we going to change that? And we just searched for a solution, and 3 years ago at the DIA we saw the solution, and I think, okay, maybe we just have to get started. And I think that's probably the start of us. Is, how can we combine digital with human? And I think we found a partner. Grower in this.
The interesting part is another interesting part anyway in regards to the times which we are living in and have been living in for the last 2.5 years is that we had one meeting where we actually had an additional player on board, physical, before Corona stroke, and that was literally a no-show meeting. Nothing happened. And then everything which we have developed in regards to, or together with Freeling, has been developed online. We have only had online meetings. So the first time which we met was actually in Apeldoorn 3 months ago. Physically.
You're right.
After that we launched.
Maybe I can want to say something about that on the online. On one sheet there was about trust, and I think everybody does business on trust. But we got a feeling on Zoom, and for us it was a totally new world. working with Zoom and Teams, and we are just from seeing people, want to see them in the eyes, and build a relation. And in this case, yeah, it was all online, and from the start, Fernando, our CEO, was involved. So I think that important thing. But
Fernando is the CEO of Freeling.
Yeah, you're right.
Which is probably also an important point to say, as the previous, get senior management involved.
Yeah. I think that's the best advice.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah.
How did you start? How did it all go?
Now we first, when we for the first talk, we started to, we want to provide the high-risk houses with the device, with the Grower Sense Guard. And we just did. We started the pilot, and we said, okay, let's do it. And we asked to ourselves, if we had some goals, we said, we want to have 3 questions. Did the device did what it's supposed to do? Financial model has to be good. How do our customers react? And is Grow the right partner? Yeah.
Interesting. So what it was all about was the PaaS model.
Yeah.
That was the program which we were starting.
Yeah.
So we'll get back to the 3 things which you wanted it to verify. How about the PaaS model?
Okay. The name is very cool or fitting, prevention as a service, but actually it's perfect. You have to do it what you're good at. You are good in preventing water damage. We are good in helping customers, and I think that's the start of the relation. And in the communication and weekly project team, on the supervision of Ivan, he's also here. But the communication is very open, so there also came the word trust. Do we trust each other? But the PaaS model is very good. The customer is taking the registration by app, and then Grower does everything. They do the installation. If the customer has alarms or notification, everything is being handled by Grower. And but I started the sentence, but we can do what we do best, and helping our customers, and you are doing what you do best, and I think that's a perfect combination. So PaaS, for us is perfect. I can recommend it.
As I said before, then we try to have a box which is adjustable to the reality of the insurer. And I think in regards to the program which we ran with you, then we really had to adjust. Because in regards to the acquisition process, because we had a lot of learnings from various rollouts in Europe about the acquisition process. And then we didn't obtain the percentage which we wanted it together with Freeling. And then we did something different.
We know our customers. But you also told in this presentation, from basically customers don't trust insurer, or don't trust. That's maybe a little bit too heavy. But if we are giving something away, then the customer said, well, "What's that? And what are the small letters?" Or so. Okay, we say, how can we change it? So we know our customers. We are a local office, and we have our account managers working in that region from the customers. And we said, okay, let's try to call them with their own team. They had received a letter, an email, and then we called them. And then we saw the last piece, then the numbers go up. Yeah, for us was that the best way. And in the whole project, it's important to communicate together and just change what you have to change.
What was the conversion percentage in the end?
52%.
52% of all customers having offered the solution said, yes, please.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's wonderful. Yeah. If you're now going to ask me what you thought, I don't know. But 52%.
No, but we hear about others who run not necessarily similar products, but programs where you offer something to your customers, and percentage is quite different. we have been working with insurers in Europe which had percentages below 10. And that was actually why we decided it needs to be an element in the box. It needs to be a part of the technique and solution, or technique and service. So, good. The KPIs, the three things you set out. So where did we end?
Yeah,
you're here. So trust
the trust to grow is
yeah.
good. Yeah,
that's okay.
Okay, that's one. I think the audience want to know what about the financial model, and that's for us a big learning point. Initially, we thought that we only should offer this to our high-risk houses, customers, but I think you already know what we mean. But we had a specific group. And all the way we're heading the pilot, that changed. And now we've decided to offer every customer of us this solution. That means that we have to, on top of that, actually, we changed our products. And by this I mean our insurance product. And we had this discussed with Ansvar, and we had a now relation with them, and everybody is a little bit searching about how can we change our role. And Ansvar was very open to it, and that was for us nice to say, okay, let's do this. So we changed our standard product actually to a preventive product. So now we can offer the solution, and we give the customer a discount on their premium. So actually, there's no reason for the customer to say no. But
so instead of paying for the repair, then they're paying for prevention.
Yeah.
And that means that you're going from insurer to a lifelong security company.
Yeah. You're going from reactive to proactive.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
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 So
it's true.
The Dutch example of this. Good. Change of business. This is of course a huge change of business.
Yeah, yeah. Now what we just said, from reactive to proactive, and I think if everybody who meets customers will know that the old way, of maybe the normal way, is if a customer has some water damage, then we say, okay, we help you. If the same customer has a second water damage, or maybe a third or a fourth, then we say as an insurer, ho, if we have it again, we give you maybe a higher own risk, or we say the premium we have to raise the premium. And actually, that's really strange. And now with this offer, with the totally prevention, we can say after the first water damage, by a customer, dear customer, we are going to help you. And we're going to help you that the second water damage does not happen anymore. And if we think about that, and I think everybody should do that, then you think, personally I'm being very happy if someone comes to me and wants to help me, and I think that's all about, and that's what we have to do as an insurer, but just helping our customers and find right partners.
This is sort of the standard stuff, Bernd. We've had a lot of chats.
Yeah.
The real deep insight. What is the word inside feeling about what you are doing and what you have been doing?
Now, I think 2 months ago we won the innovation prize of the NVGA. It's the branch organization in Holland. You were there. That prize, that was some eye-opener or recognition on the way we are heading together and really executing what others are thinking about. So internally, our management, the CEO, all my colleagues, everybody is excited, and we want to do more on all areas. So that's perfect.
Cool.
Yeah.
Fantastic. What about your wife? What does she say to you?
I'm here, and so why are you getting famous? That kind of thing, but no.
Good. Last advice. We have 57 seconds left.
We told maybe we have to do two advice. The first advice we already discussed is don't forget the CEO from the start. And I think that's a really important question. You often see that it takes long. Take them in from the start and then tell what you believe in. And carry out what we are doing. And then, it's not really an advice, but just do it. It's a name from a big brand. Do it. I heard SURU is also do it.
It is,
but that's
in Japanese.
That's it, people. And if you think too big, just start small and then find the right partner and together, and then raise it. That's it.
Fantastic. Thanks a lot for being here. Thank you for your time.
Yeah. Thank you.